Had the clincher, the 82-yarder. Nobody wanted to wrap him up in Baltimore's win against Dallas.
I mean, he's probably listed as a fullback, but he has halfback qualities, great running skills, balance, and he's got a little burst on him, friend.
Giants running back Derek Ward, 215 yards on just 15 carries.
That's a running back's dream right there. 215 yards, 15 carries. You know, that's the wind from the earth, wind, and fire, and he's definitely flying around.
The wind may add a little change to his pockets. He's a free agent next year. Cedric Benson, LaRon McClain, and Derek Ward, the nominees for the FedEx Player of the Week. Make sure you log on to NFL.com and place your vote. Well, give the Cowboys this. They're never boring. Just when you think you have the next chapter of the Texas turmoil finished, the story takes a new turn. After Saturday's loss to the Ravens, Dallas was down, but thanks to losses by the Eagles and Buccaneers, Darren Horton tells us from Dallas, Cowboys are alive and kicking.
Coming off the embarrassing loss against the Ravens in the Texas Stadium swan song, the Cowboys season has come to this. Once favored to win the Super Bowl, now they need to win the season finale, something they haven't done within the last 8 years, just to keep their dwindling dream alive.
If we don't win, then, we probably won't be in. And if we win, we in. Or better way of putting it, if you win, you continue to play.
It is what it is. And I think that we go out and win this game this week, it'll solve a lot of stuff. And if we can win a few in a row, it goes a long way.
For this team and this quarterback, this game can be the first step to exercising a number of demons. The Cowboys haven't won a playoff game since 1996. Their head coach has never won in the postseason. And in the Romo era, Dallas is just 5-9 in December and January.
I have to fix it. I have to go back and decide why I did that. Make sure the next time I get in that situation, I don't. It's part of the game. It's part of the learning process. And I will get better from it, though. I promise you that.
And he will have to. 3 weeks ago, he committed 4 turnovers against the Steelers, the #1 defense in the NFL. And last week, he couldn't overcome the Ravens, the NFL's second-best defense. Now on deck, the league's third-ranked defense, the Philadelphia Eagles.
#1, it's even more difficult, obviously, with a division opponent. It's more difficult, because it's going to be in December. It's going to be more difficult because they're good. So all those things considered, it obviously makes for a difficult trip. But if we're the football team that we hope we are, we'll prove it this weekend.
They may have to prove it without a fully healthy Marion Barber, who has been ineffective since dislocating his toe in Week 13. Barber did not practice on Tuesday. Neither did Jason Witten, who's nursing an ankle injury. But with a playoff ticket riding on the line, head coach Wade Phillips seemed cautiously optimistic that all hands will be on deck come Sunday. In Valley Ranch, Darren Horton, NFL Network.
Hi, Darren. This is alarming, and you can take different views of this, but the Cowboys are 0 for their last 8 in the last game of the regular season. So they haven't won in the final week of the season since 1999. Bill Clinton was president. Chan Gailey was the head coach. Some of these teams weren't very good, and some of these games
it would have been a great time for the Lions to have scheduled them for their last game of the season,
right.
Don't you think? They beat them twice during that stretch.
Some of the games they didn't need to make the playoffs, but that's still it's a bit unnerving.
You like to finish the season, on an upbeat, and even if you're making the playoffs, you still want your guys to play well. But that's disturbing, and that might be cause for some concern for them.
There's a lot of drama around these Dallas Cowboys, starting back from the training camp all the way through the season. They still, though, have an opportunity. They win and they're in. Are they mature enough to get past all the off-the-field drama on the field?
I would say for one game they can be. We look at this season when they played the Giants. Everybody thought that the Giants would come into their place and beat them. And the Dallas Cowboys, they rallied. They showed some maturity. They showed some leadership. And we thought the drama was going to be over after that game. But then they host the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore goes into there. And now all of a sudden we're back to where we started. So for one game, they might be able to do it. But here's the problem, friend. They have injuries. You talk about Witten. You talk about Barber. Now, Choice has filled in. He's been a pretty good productive back in the backfield, but you need your key players. You need Witten. You need Barber to contribute. If they don't have those guys, I don't think they get it done.
All right, much more on this matchup throughout the week here on NFL Network. It's so rare. It's never happened before. Two rookie quarterbacks leading their teams to the playoffs. But if Baltimore beats the Jags, that's exactly what's going to happen with Joe Flacco and Matt Ryan at Atlanta. Which one deserves more praise? And speaking of praise, we've poured through all the video. It's time to unveil the top 10 plays from Week 16. That's on the way in 27 minutes. But when we come back, after winning a playoff game a year ago in Pittsburgh, Jack Del Rio's Jags dropped out of sight this year. We'll tell you about a shakeup in Jayville's top brass next.
John running to the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're watching ESPN the magazines for love or to gain. Let's see who knows me better, my wife of 10 years, Loretta.
I think I know him better than Trey. There's no way he's going to take me down. He's going down.
My teammate of 9, Trey.
Smooth.
John's first concert was Garth Brooks.
Well, I would say Madonna. Like a Virgin tour.
First concert I ever went to. Probably in college when I actually went to see the Eagles.
John's favorite food, steak man.
Say ribs.
I pretty much eat anything, but you can't turn down a good steak.
It's nice and tasty.
Who wears pants in the family? Well, look who has them on now.
We think that we wear the pants, but it's really the women make all the decisions.
Who wears the pants in my family? Well, I only wear shorts, so she wears the rest of the leg.
Check. John's major in college was some kinesiology.
I have no idea. Culinary arts.
My major in college was kinesiology. Most people can't even say it.
John and I met in Houston when he was with the Oilers, and it was Sam's boat. My kids thinks it's a real boat, but it's a bar.
Loretta used to be a cop, huh? Hey, Loretta and John met, she probably pulled him over.
I met my wife kind of through mutual friends hanging out at the same bar, Sam's Boat in Houston, Texas.
See, I knew I was going to take him down. Trey doesn't know my husband like I know him.
I faked a couple of answers to this so that you could win.
Okay.
It's only 22 inches tall, but it stands the test of time. It weighs in at just 7 pounds, but it carries the weight of glory. It shines with a piercing glare and burns like a furious fire. It's what dreamers dream of and what champions embrace. The Vince Lombardi Trophy. Who will hold it next? The NFL playoffs on NASN.
There's a chance you could see Matt Hasselbeck on the field on Sunday, but you probably shouldn't count on it. Seattle's quarterback has been told that he can likely avoid having surgery on his bulging back disc if he rests. Seattle's already been eliminated from the playoffs. The postseason's already underway in college football. We'll take a look back at the early bowl games as soon as this show is over and college football now begins. First, though, Baltimore is still in the hunt for the final playoff spot in the AFC, and they can actually clinch it before they take the field on Sunday. If the Patriots lose to the Bills in the early game, the Ravens are automatically in. But as John Harbaugh can tell you, his team is not planning on that scenario playing out.
It doesn't matter what happens. New England's going to win the football game. We know that. Everybody knows that. So we're going to win our football game. That's what we need to take care of. And we don't need anybody else to get us in the playoffs. That's our job to take care of that.
That's the lock of the week, huh? We can write that
It's the
down.
lock of the week. Bank it. Book it.
So as the Ravens look to make the playoffs this weekend, its opponent finds itself looking for a new personnel chief. James Shaq Harris resigned from that role in the Jaguars organization on Tuesday, essentially taking the fall for the team's struggles this year. Elsewhere, someone needs to be rewarded in Miami. The Dolphins' turnaround from 1-15 to 10-5 has been one of the best stories of the NFL season. Offensive tackle Vernon Carey has played a big role in that turnaround, offering Chad Pennington protection all year long. And now he's offering the children of South Florida something else. He's the latest player to participate in the Home Depot NFL Neighborhood MVP program.
Well, today we're out here as part of the Home Depot NFL Neighborhood MVP program, and with Kaboom, we've got over 300 volunteers out here today, and things are looking great.
It feels good, man, to come back and give to the community, and it's a big thing that Home Depot and Kaboom and the NFL, the Miami Dolphins, is doing this.
The thing that I'm most excited about is getting on the tire swing, because I get to get on it with my friends and have fun.
They're going to be happy. You get kids back on the park, they get to come and play on the basketball court, play on the swings, and do different things, and it's just a positive thing.
I appreciate them for making a safe playground for us to play on and having fun, and I just really appreciate it.
You know, we got a lot of people out here helping, doing a lot of things, good things, and that's good to see people come out and give back to the community.
I've been doing these for many, many years, and this is the first time that I really had people walk off the street trying to volunteer and help us out in such a great event. And at the end of the day, Kaboom, Home Depot, and the NFL can make an impact in any community that we join.
Thank you for having me out here today. I thank you all for coming out today and giving your time. And I'm sure the kids that are going to play on this park are going to appreciate it with all their heart. So I think everybody here need to give themselves a round of applause.
Next week, we are going to head to San Diego with the Home Depot NFL Neighborhood MVP program, checking in on Chargers wide receiver Kasim Osgood. First, though, still lots more on the way in this show. The Falcons are headed to the playoffs for the first time since 2004, thanks in large part to the play of Matt Ryan. But how far can this rookie take Atlanta in the playoffs? We'll discuss next.
That's me. That's how I run the ball.
And he gallops inside the 30. And he gallops into the end zone. He breaks the tackle. And Adrian Peterson is loose. Peterson. Touchdown. Lightning. Handoff Adrian Peterson. And there he goes.
The NHL Winter Classic from Wrigley Field. New Year's Day, only on NASN.
Time now to take a look at the nominees for the Diet Pepsi Rookie of the Week. And how about Bears running back Matt Forte, 73 yards on the ground. He also had a touchdown and a couple of receptions, doing it all.
Well, you know he's their leading receiver as well, Fran. So this guy's getting it done on offense, on the ground, and in the air.
Tell you what, Jason Jones, Albert Haynesworth was hurt, wasn't going to play. People thought their defense was going to be in trouble. Undrafted rookie free agent out of Eastern Michigan.
Well, this is what tells you how deep your team is. When you have a rookie come in like Jason Jones and put those type of numbers up, you're going to be okay in the playoffs.
3.5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles. Kevin Smith, the rookie running back, at 111 yards for the Lions, albeit in their 15th loss of the year.
Not a whole lot of bright spots for that team, but Kevin Smith is definitely one of them. So look forward to next year.
Let's move it along to Matt Ryan. Numbers weren't off the charts, 134 yards and a touchdown, but you know what? He has led his team to a 10-5 mark. They are the number 5 seed right now and could end up the number 2 seed.
Hey, sometimes you don't play well, but your team has to carry you through.
Joe Flacco was calm under pressure with all the stuff that was happening at Big D, 149 yards.
And it didn't hurt that he had 2 running backs break off 70-plus yards. So that didn't hurt at all.
That is true. All right, those are the nominees for Diet Pepsi Rookie of the Week. Make sure you log on to NFL.com and place your vote. Matt Ryan.
Yes.
Has he made a case for being the MVP?
Ooh, that's a tough one, Fran, because when you look at the Atlanta Falcons, you look at Matt Ryan, but then you also have a guy by the name of Michael the Burner Turner, who's really given this team great balance on offense. And as well as Matt Ryan has played, there's been games where he hasn't come through, and so you have to argue that, is it Matt Ryan or is it Michael Turner? So I think that when you start throwing Matt Ryan's name in the discussion for MVP, you also have to consider Michael Turner. I think he takes away from Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Michael Turner, second in the league in rushing, with over 1,500 yards. Would you have had trouble believing in a rookie quarterback? Just based on how, I mean, he's ended up playing so well, but he obviously brings a leadership factor to this team as well.
Well, a little bit, but I think rookies prove themselves early in camp and then early in the season as they start to play games, and you realize that, listen, this guy's not a rookie at all. The way he handles himself, the way that he commands the offense, then you get the respect of your teammates, and after that, you're not a rookie anymore. I started as a rookie myself, and I remember going in, I had to earn the respect of the veterans, and once you do that, you're not a rookie anymore.
Joe Flacco doesn't have quite the numbers, but he plays in a different scheme. They don't ask him to do the exact same things they ask Matt Ryan to do in Atlanta, and he's been unbelievable as well as a rookie.
Well, both of these guys have been unbelievable, but Joe Flacco, I think people can argue that he's got a defense over there, and basically they put Flacco in and told him, just don't mess this up, okay? You have a defense, you have a great offense that can run the football, but both of these quarterbacks, in terms of going through the playoffs, you know, historically, there's been one guy to go to the championship game, and that was Ben Roethlisberger, you know, and so the history would say that these two guys won't go far in the playoffs or even reach the Super Bowl. But you never know. This could be that one year where one of these guys make the Super Bowl.
Well, plus if Atlanta ends up being the number 2 seed,
they'll have a home game,
they have a bye, and they have a home game.
Yeah.
So I mean that's
you never know.
Pretty impressive.
You never know. This is definitely the season where I think a lot of teams are now looking at the Atlanta Falcons and the Baltimore Ravens, thinking we can do the same thing this year.
All right. So let's review the nominees for Diet Pepsi Rookie of the Week for Week 16: Matt Forte, Jason Jones, Kevin Smith, Matt Ryan, and Joe Flacco. Make sure you log on to NFL.com to place your vote. So in last night's Bears-Packers game, the overtime coin toss, it hit Brian Urlacher upside his helmet. No big deal, or should they have conducted a second flip? As if Mike Pereira doesn't have enough to worry about. He'll join us next about coin flips.
and 3 years of law school teach you a lot. For him, it's confidence. For me, it's pride. Go to ncaastudent.org to find out how your child could become one of the many student athletes who go pro in something other than sports.
Every week, NASN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins!
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live tripleheader of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown! What a catch!
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
For official review, and for that we welcome in the VP of Officiating for the National Football League, Mike Pereira. And Mike, let's get right to it. Have you ever seen something like this in the overtime game between the Bears and Packers? Ron Winter's coin toss hits Brian Urlacher in the head.
It ceases to amaze me that all this stuff that happens in coin tosses, and when I look at this video, and I'll tell you, it really does make me laugh because you have to watch the reactions of the actual players themselves and of Ron Winter. I mean, there's 8 guys. Watch. Six of the 8 look up in the air, including the other official. Everybody looks up except for Urlacher, who's looking down. And Winter never looks up, and then the coin's going to hit the back of his head, and he actually flinches when the quarter hits the back of his head. I mean, he knocks down running backs, and yet a quarter hits the back of his head, and he flinches like he got freaked out. But hey, as long as the quarter or the coin goes to the ground and doesn't get stuck, wedged, to whether you can't tell whether it's a head or a tail, wherever it ends up on the ground is what we're going to do with the toss. We would never redo this, even though it bounced off a player.
All right, so just follow the bouncing quarter. In the Jaguars game late, the Jaguars had no timeouts here against the Colts, and Maurice Jones-Drew, he was injured on the play, so there was a 10-second runoff because the Jags didn't have a timeout, correct?
Yeah, you know, I think this is a big play, and it hasn't got talked about a lot, but this was a specific rule that was put in many years ago that really did not allow a team to get an advantage by an injury. And when you look at this play, there's a significant amount of time that runs off here. First of all, the clock is running, and that's the first key element of it. And then secondly, you're going to have the injury that comes up to Jones-Drew here. And to me, this is a key rule that we have that says now that if the injury stops the clock and Jacksonville has no timeouts left, that's a significant advantage. And so we put this rule in years ago that said, if you have that injury, 10 seconds come off the clock. And as you know here, the clock got taken down to 21 seconds. Takes 2 plays probably off the board. Injury by the defense, not as big of an issue because even though that stops the clock, you'll rewind it. And the defense can still let time run if they're ahead. But against the offense, it's a significant play and a good rule that doesn't allow the offense to take advantage of an injury.
And the Jags still had one shot at the end zone, but they couldn't convert. In the AFC showdown for home field advantage between the Titans and the Steelers, interesting play. The Titans were lined up for a field goal, but James Harrison was called for unsportsmanlike conduct for simulating a snap count, correct? So that gave the Titans a first down, and they were able to score a touchdown off that.
Another big play and a little-known rule. We call it disconcerting signals, and it is unsportsmanlike conduct. But it's interesting because I've heard from coaches this week that this is going on more and more. And I think what you will see now, if you take a look in field goals, you're going to see the umpire inch up more toward the line and closer. In this case, the umpire had thought he had heard it once before, so he inched closer. This time he had a clear shot of hearing it, actually, and that's why he called the penalty. But you cannot simulate, or as a defensive player, simulate the snap count in an attempt to draw the offense into a false start.
All right, Mike, we always love the explanations here on NFL Total Access. Enjoy the holidays.
Thank you. You too, Fran.
All right, the VP of Officiating for the National Football League, Mike Pereira, joining us for official review.
After reviewing the
Where Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin gets an unexpected visit during his Tuesday news conference. We'll tell you what Tomlin's reaction was once Santa disappeared. And we will also show you the best plays of the week from Week 16. The top 10 plays coming up next.
Enter a world where all that glitters really is gold. From the sickest to the slickest. And when the snow turns to ice, the meanest to the seamless. Wrap up warm for Winter Wonderland on ESPN Classic.
Dilfer back to throw. He's throwing deep down the middle for Stokely. He's got it. 10-5. Touchdown. Brandon Stokely for the score. And again, a great throw. And the Ravens are the champions of the world. I'm going to Disney World.
Every week, NASN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins.
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live tripleheader of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown. What a catch.
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
Very much. You ready, sir?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. The top 10 plays from Week 16 as judged by our crack staff here at NFL Network. And we start with number 10. We go back to the Jets and the Seahawks. Seneca Wallace to John Carlson, who makes a nice catch for the touchdown.
Nice catch in the snow.
It's fun to play in the snow, as long as it's not windy, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, Seahawks won at 13-3. Number 9, Mike Bell.
Ooh.
Just keeps on going. Daniel Bullocks.
He's a load. He's not easy to tackle, man.
Saints, big winners in that, 42-7. Antoine Cason seals the deal for the San Diego Chargers, 59 yards the other way.
Now the secondary's making plays at the end of the season. They're going to need that versus that Denver's high-potent offense.
Chargers won it 41-24. Bright spot for the Raiders. Johnny Lee Higgins on the punt return. And he's done this a few times this year, 80 yards.
Yeah, it seems like every week we're talking about Johnny Lee Higgins and what he's doing for the Oakland Raiders. They need to get an offense, though. I'm sorry.
At number 6, Josh Morgan pulling down the Hail Mary to give Mike Singletary his 4th win of the year.
And you know, Mike Singletary is happy. He's going to hopefully be back as a coach of the 49ers, and he'll be rolling next year.
Number 5, Eagle fans won't like this. Reggie Brown.
Just so close, but yet so far. You've got to get in the end zone, Reggie. Georgia Bulldog at that. Come on now.
All right, number 4. How about Dwight Freeney? Game over on David Garrard, huh?
Anytime Freeney's putting pressure on you, man, that's a low to try to stop.
Peyton's Colts clinch the 5th spot in the AFC playoffs. At number 3, Santonio Holmes laying out.
Separation, nice form. I get that about a 9.5.
Willis McGahee in Baltimore taking over the reins.
McGahee. Willis McGahee. You got to be kidding me. Nobody's getting him, and no flags on the play. McClain.
Here we go again.
McClain.
Here we
got
go
a first
again.
down.
Here we go again.
Needs a block. And LaRon McClain's going to go in.
Yeah, it sounded sick.
Number 1, the Bear Claw. Alex Brown literally saving Chicago's season.
This is how they're winning games, special teams and making plays when they have to.
You got to give it up to Alex Brown. This is the top 10 plays from Week 16. Ready for 4 downs?
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it. First down, better Hollywood script, as I told you about Chad Pennington earlier in the show, or Matt Castle's success in New England.
Well, it just depends on how far they go. If Pennington's able to go to New York and win that game, then I think that would be the much better script.
All right, the second down, Nick Saban, as we told you, wins the AP College Football Coach of the Year. Who's the Coach of the Year in the National Football League?
Well, it's between Tony Sperano and Mike Smith, and I think Mike Smith has the advantage, especially what happened in Atlanta last year, the turmoil, the whole Vic stuff. So I would say Mike Smith has would be coach of the year because of what he's done down there in Atlanta.
What about another rookie head coach in John Harbaugh?
Harbaugh's had pieces to the puzzles already there. I mean, he's got the Rex Ryan, his coordinator was already there, so I'll go with Mike Smith. He didn't have anything. Everything that he did this year was basically fresh. So
one more for you. How about the veteran, Tom Coughlin? Everybody expected him to do well.
The problem is he won a Super Bowl last year, so you can't outdo that. Even if you got a season that they're having right now, you can't outdo last year. So.
Okay, all right, I'm just making.
I understand where you're trying to go with it.
Third down. This is unbelievable. The Yankees signing free agent Mark Teixeira for $180 million. Who was the best NFL free agent signing this year?
You might say Brett Favre.
Not me. I'm not going to say Brett Favre.
The best guy has to be Michael Turner, without a doubt. I mean, what he's done for that franchise, over 1,400 yards rushing. He's giving them balance with Matt Ryan back in the backfield. Michael Turner is definitely the best free agent.
I definitely agree with that. All right, and finally, Santa Claus paid a visit to Mike Tomlin at his Tuesday news conference.
What do you got for me, Santa?
Nothing. Want to get a hug or anything?
Oh, sure, why not?
Hey, man. 5 pounds of ground beef. It's for Casey Hampton for Christmas. It's a snack. Lendell White. What does he do to this? He stomps on it. You remember James Brown?
Yes.
I feel good. You always wanted to throw a pass with Santa. What do you think? You up for it?
Let's do it. If that'll get you out of here.
What's Santa bringing you for Christmas?
Nothing, man. Nothing.
Probably a new set of golf clubs.
Nothing. No, nothing.